Tooth Fairy's here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the Morgan Township Trustee Meeting, July 24th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Could I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes on July the 10th, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Second?
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I will entertain a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment listing from 7/11/2023 through 7/24/2023. Payment number 487-2023 through 522-2023, and warrant number 12146 through 12167 for a total of $48,884.77.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, Andrew, what do you got for us tonight?
All right. Looks long, but it's all good stuff. So the first one, wanted to give you an update. We are currently switching all of our cell phones and tablets over from Verizon to AT&T FirstNet. If you're not aware, FirstNet is a service provided by AT&T. It was a government contract that was awarded. If there's ever a disaster or anything like that, we take over priority over anybody else's cell phone calls. So it's actually really nice. We were down at Kid Rock last year, and I was the only one that was able to get out of our group because I have FirstNet. So it's a great service they provide, and it's actually going to save us about $1,500 a year by switching to them. The new PPV fan that we got the Hanover Life Squad grant for, that arrived today. So I want to thank them. It was a $3,000 cost savings to us. I need a resolution for Brittany Irwin to receive her 3-year pay increase of 15 cents, bringing her hourly rate to $17.60. This is effective June 10th. There was 2 that I missed from the beginning, so we want to just bring those up to where they should be.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I need a resolution for Mark Minery to receive his 2-year pay increase of 15 cents, bringing his hourly rate of pay to $19.45, effective June 10th, 2023.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I need a resolution for Brandon Newton to receive his 1-year pay increase of 30 cents, bringing his hourly rate of pay to $17.30, effective July 22nd, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
So,
Motion approved.
I need a resolution for Jake Milner to receive his 9-year pay increase of 20 cents, bring his hourly rate of pay to $21.60, effective July 22nd, 2023.
so moved.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
I think it was Mr. Huff.
What did you? Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, thank you.
Andrew, it's good to see these guys coming up on their 1 year and 2 years and 9 years. So that's great to see the longevity.
It is. It truly is, and it shows with the level of care and the level of experience we have with the department. So I'm very happy with that. So is
Good
Chief
job.
Griffith. Reminder, the open house, September 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We invite any member of the community to come out, and I think we're going to have hamburgers and hot dogs, air care, care flight. They're all scheduled, so come out and see the firehouse and the improvements we've made. I also wanted to give a heads up. The fire department's received a significant donation from an anonymous donor. I want to thank them for their contribution to the department. We are working with the officers and the members of what we need to purchase. It was for equipment, so how we can spend that money. And then I also want to thank the fiscal office. We've been working on a new time card system to improve how we track people's time. They've been very instrumental and helpful with a new system. So it's worked out well. We did it for the first pay this past 2 weeks. And I think it went really well. So thank you, Tina, and thank you the rest of the fiscal office.
That's all time clock?
Yeah, all time clocks. We did away with the old time clock. We weren't keeping, it didn't document the year, so that was a problem. And then it's easier for the officers and us to track when people leave versus when they sleep over and stuff like that. So everybody's time is accounted for in our fire manager system and then double checked with payroll.
Great.
So,
Fantastic.
That's all I got.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Rob?
you.
Did you have anything?
Put the things on in front of you guys there. First off, we finished our. You didn't want to hear me anyway. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. First off, we finished doing our patching work on Bay and South Dwyer Road. We had quite a bit on Bay Road we was doing just to try to keep that road in decent shape because it is not on the radar for any paving in the next 2 to 3 years, maybe longer. South Dwyer just had a couple of bad spots when we was doing our crack sealing. We seen it was just alligatored out really bad, so we opted instead of crack sealing to go and grind them out, put new blacktop in those. So that road is done. We have a little bit to do on Church Street in Okeana, but we're kind of waiting to see what ODOT does with the road closures because don't really want to do that if people are detouring across there. So in the meantime, we moved up to Bell Road. We tore out a culvert this morning, put that culvert in, and we're going to blacktop it around noon tomorrow so we can reopen that road. Had to let the flowable fill set for 24 hours, so that'd be about noon tomorrow. So
Where's that Allen Bell?
just south of Jenkins Road in between Cary and J. Drew Drive. 2385 is the exact address.
Okay. Did you have to close the road down any?
It is closed now.
It's closed right now,
Oh,
yes. Yeah,
And
because there's a hole that they would drive into right now, so, but it's only 4 inches deep, but
only?
only.
Okay.
Be a heck of a bump, so. Any case, we got that done today. The county has completed paving of Race Lane Road. They are half finished with Morgan Ross Road, and I'll elaborate on that in a minute here. And basically what the reason why they're only half done is we're paying Butler County to do the inspections and stuff, but however, I always make it a point to go up and try to look at stuff. And when I rode up there, they had completed what I call the southbound lane, but they pulled it northbound. They started from Lehigh Road, or from Hamilton New London Road, and went all the way to Lehigh Road, northbound in a southbound lane. With that being said, is when they paved that southbound lane, all the trucks were going northbound in the northbound lane, and once they come to the top of the hill from Madman's, they come across past Deer Cross Lane, and that's where things started to go awry. The heavy trucks were all driving on that one lane, and usually when heavy trucks go up the road, when there's nobody coming, they always are out in the middle of the road, and they only just get over real briefly just to pass another car and keep going. Well, when you had 40 to 50 trucks running that lane, running the same tire tracks every time because they just paved it on the other side, they can't drive on that. They broke down the edge of the road. And at one place, it was probably about 212 feet. It just crumbled into big chunks. And
Yeah, I saw it.
I went to the paving superintendent who was on the job, and I said, you can get back to 748, but once you get to 748, you got to stop. I said, there's pavement repair needs to be done. I said, your trucks have just destroyed the road. And I called Kelly Nuxall, the county inspector, got him out there. We got them to stop, but they come on across and come across 748, come just to the bottom of the first hill
They went
there,
down
and
the bottom of the hill,
they
didn't they?
stopped at the bottom of the hill, just shy of where some more broke up that wasn't quite as bad as what was up by Deer Cross Lane or whatever it is, but it still had broken up. So we went, at first I thought it was just gonna be a couple spots. That's when I called you guys, and then after walking it some more with Kelly, and then the next day I met him back out there, and he goes, Rob, he goes, there's a bunch more that we gotta do here, and he goes, and I said, well, I said, we've got contingencies to fall back on here, don't we? Well, normally we would, but I've already used those contingencies because I did a lot of repairs before this all happened. And there was repairs made before they ever milled the asphalt off. But once they milled off, he found more that needed to be done, so he did that. That ate up all of our contingency. So have not got an actual cost of what it's going to be, but I'm estimating we're talking about a $20,000 overrun here. And I know some people are going to say, well, how can you have a $20,000 overrun? And the best way I could explain it is just like when you are roofing your house, you tear the shingles off, you don't know what you have as far as what's underneath until you tear it off. And when we did our initial milling, everything appeared to be good until we had these big dump trucks driving up and down the road, loaded in that same lane right along the edge of the road, and broke it up. And they was going to blacktop right back over it. Had I not been there to see it, they'd have blacktop right back over it. But we've waited so long to do this road. This road by far was the worst road we've had in the township. I just didn't feel that was something we could pass by. I did get them that they pulled off of Morgan Ross Road. They went to Race Lane Road. They did everything there. I went down to Race Lane Road. I was there numerous times while I was paving. Everything appeared to be in good shape. I don't see any issues at all with Race Lane. It is now fully paved. We're just waiting on them to do the line striping and stuff. It looks like a really good job. Should hold us up for 10 to 15 years or longer. Probably longer the way that things have ran for us here lately, but it should hold up real well. So in any case, all those repairs have been done. It all looks like it's going to hold up pretty good, which it should, because they came back and they ground out 9 inches deep, 4 foot wide on all these patches that we marked off, myself and Kelly Nuxall. And I was with him on every single one. We walked it off, we looked at it, we took a shovel, kind of scraped back, and just by taking a shovel, I could scrape stuff off, and I was like, this just isn't going to work. This has got to be repaired, or our road will be breaking up in less than a year.
You wouldn't have saw it in the first year or so, would you?
Probably not the very first year, but after the second year, it had really started breaking up. So I think we're money ahead. It was the whole project was more than what we originally had planned on, but any case, the only golden thing is the ARP money is what's paying for all this paving on Race Lane and Morgan Ross. This is the only thing, depending on how much we actually have to pay, that'll actually come out of our pocket, will be this 20,000.
But we didn't do anything last year, did we?
We haven't did anything the last 2 years. The last road we did was Lehigh Road, and that only cost us $80,000. And that was back the last year that Trump was president that we had that.
From where to where?
From North Wind to Chapel.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and before that, it had been 6 years since we'd paved anything. So we've been a long time in getting paving done, and so.
But Morgan Ross is done on both sides all the way down from county line?
From the county line, Ross Township did all 3 miles of theirs.
I didn't go down there and see that.
And then we did 1.5 miles of ours. So basically from the maintenance line and at the bottom of what I call Fangman's Hill, from there to Lehigh Road has been done. Now from Lehigh Road out to Hamilton Scipio, which is a part of Morgan Ross I live on, that shouldn't need nothing for another 5 or 6 years. Because we've been crack sealing, doing whatever needs to be done to keep that up, so that end's pretty good shape. So.
It looks good so far, anyway.
Right.
Tomorrow they should finish it up?
They're supposed to be back tomorrow. I talked to Kelly Nuxall early this morning, and he said they had went over to Wayne's Trace Road, was over there doing some work. Once they finished it all up today, then tomorrow they'll be on Morgan Ross to finish that last little bit on Morgan Ross Road. So
They're going to do the striping as well.
that won't be tomorrow. They're just going to finish the paving tomorrow. I don't know when the striping will be done, because that's actually a whole different contractor. It's part of the paving contract, but it's a different contractor that's doing the striping out of Columbus.
Okay.
And to another note here, our number 3 dump truck, which is the newest truck that we have, has an oil pan that is rusted out on it. And this is not something that's new to international dump trucks. And it's going to be about $4,000, because I did go with a stainless steel. Because of it being the newest truck we've got, we're still going to have that truck for another 10 to 15 years. And I don't want to have to be putting another oil pan on it, because even the steel oil pan, the stainless steel one was $2,800. The steel oil pan on it was $1,800. So I went an extra $1,000 for the stainless steel. That way, should not have to worry about it rusting out
Never heard
again.
of that rusting out, like, but, I mean, it makes sense, but it's the lowest part on there.
Every other truck that we have in our fleet, we've had to replace the oil pan on them.
Yeah.
And this is the first one that we used a stainless steel on. We used metal ones on the other one. On the 2001, we replaced it 3 times.
Wow.
Now, granted, they weren't that expensive back then as what they are now. Everything's like doubled in price, because it was only like $800 the last time we replaced it on my 2007 dump truck, and now they're $1,800 for the steel. And then, like I said, the stainless steel was $2,800, so $1,000 more. But hopefully, I do not have to worry about it. And like I said, this is the newest dump truck we've got, so it is not even close to being replaced. So, and then I told you about, we did the culvert pipe on Bell Road. We've got that in. That'll be finished tomorrow. And right there, the same at that 2385 where the road culvert is, there's a drive pipe there that is completely plugged and not letting the water drain in the ditch line. So the property owner is buying the pipe and the gravel, and we're going to install that tomorrow morning while we're waiting for our time frame to be up before we do our blacktopping. So, and that's all that I have. If anybody else has any questions.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Dale?
All right. Here, let me get my agenda here. No new certificates since the last trustees meeting. It's like dried up. And everything. The zoning commission's next meeting is August the 2nd, and it is kind of an eventful one, because we're going to, I have the working copy of chapter 17 on solar energy at what I considered ending spot. I say finished spot here, it's not going to be finished, but I mean, it's at an ending spot. And the commission will now begin to review and do editing. The commission will be asking questions to the invited representatives from Butler Rural Electric, as we have invited both Tom Wolfenbarger and Charlie Young will be with us, joining us, and will be attending. And then I've also invited MTFD in order to get their input on what the fire department requires. Okay. And Andy, I just sent you the full copy of this chapter 17, okay? And if you look back on the maintenance portion of it, you'll see there's a heading called maintenance, and a lot of what you need to look at is there. I know it doesn't cover everything, but it's a start for us, okay? There are no BZA concerns. I'm still continuing to pull documents that are no longer needed. And of course, we'll archive them or destroy them per Ohio law. and I'm still working with Amy on it. However, I received 2 complaints, one last week and one today, concerning, first of all, 2256 Chapel Road. And Tom, if you will switch me over, I'll show you what that one is all about, because I do not have pictures of the other one yet. This is 2256 Chapel Road.
Got it?
Got it. Mhm. Just to let you know, a lot of obnoxious weeds, or noxious weeds, along with, and I'll go back just to pick up, you'll see there's garbage spilled everywhere, but, and everything else too. I took these photos this afternoon. There are plenty of garbage cans around, it looks like, to be able to have taken care of it. But the neighbor who stopped by and we talked about it said that they seem like it's been out there for more than a week or so. This is part of the property. As you can see, this is heading toward Chapel Road. The road's out here, and everything else. You cannot see the driveway. I don't know what other kind of noxious weeds might be in there. Certainly, there's a lot of honeysuckle, as mentioned by the neighbor. This is, you can see, this is a noxious weed here. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but the backyard seems to be overgrown and not being kept. This piece here, we'll look through here, looks like it has possible damage or something like that, but it's hard to say. Then as you walk through the back part of the property, this is a 2-acre, fairly extensive walk back there. There's Queen Anne's lace, there's a few other noxious weeds in through here, and I could go further, but I think that ends it, okay? All right. The second one, I don't have pictures of yet, because I'm trying to, you can change it back over, Tom, if you want. I don't have pictures of because I'm trying to determine where I can go to get the pictures, because it's at 6210 Cincinnati Brookville Road for inoperable vehicles. I don't think I have to let anybody picture where this is at, because it's sitting in the, they're sitting right on the road. I don't want to go any further, and as you know, I don't want to mention names. I'll only mention addresses. But 6210, we've talked about this property before. There's also a possibility of a violation of use as well, considering what I've heard through the grapevine of this property. I'm going to work to see how I can get photos of it and proceed. What I'd like from you tonight is just the first one, 2256, to give me permission to go ahead and write the first letter as a friendly reminder, okay, that you are aware of it. That letter, what I usually do is I put your 3 names there, put my name at the bottom, I do the signature. But that at least shows me that I've had your permission, okay? So do I have your permission?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Dale, remember we talked about a zoning enforcement officer that might be interested in doing this.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be here tonight, but he apparently
Sounds
isn't.
like this could be right up his alley.
Yes, this one, especially the 6210,
Okay.
more up his alley. I can work with the,
You want to talk to him and see where he is, and
sure,
if we have any discussion about
sure, I will.
what was it, do you want to tell the gentleman's name, or do you want to just wait till you work the details out?
Let's wait till we work the details.
Yeah,
Very
let's wait
good.
till we
Okay.
work the details out.
All right, Dale, good job. Thank you. Tina?
Okay. Need a motion to approve adding $1,000 grant received from Butler Rural Community Connection to Fund 2907 in the Revenue and Appropriations Budget for 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. And I also need a motion to approve adding $565.81 refund received from Ohio Plan Risk Management Incorporated to Fund 2111 in the Revenue and Appropriations budget for 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yeah.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes,
Motion approved. That's all I have.
thank you. Daryl?
The only thing I got is, just want to let everybody know that this is the week of the Butler County Fair, and our 4-H groups are heavily involved and all set up out there, and invite everybody to go out there and help support Morgan Township. We've always done great at the fair. And Wednesday, the trustees are going to be up there for the Township Association booth, run the Township Association booth. We'll be up there Wednesday, 4 to 7.
What time is that?
4 to 7.
4 to 7? Okay.
Yeah, 4 to 7. That's when we'll be up there, yeah. And, yeah, the fair lasts till Saturday, yeah, it'll be over. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Daryl. Tom?
Nothing.
Okay. Any comments from the audience tonight?
Thank you. Is there? Alrighty.
Good evening. Is that on? Yeah.
Whoops.
Okay. Good evening.
That's
Okay. My name is Tammy Tumbleson, and I live at 6792 South Dwyer Road here in Okeana. It has come to my attention that Morgan Township does not have a copy of the case closing memo from the state auditor's office in our township's official records. Kevin and I read portions of it in our trustee meeting in our trustee meeting on July 10th, 2023. I would like to rectify that by sharing copies in its entirety to the trustees and the fiscal officer tonight here in this meeting. And if any member of the audience would like one, I do have a few extra copies. So now it will be available through a public record request to the fiscal office. I believe every resident should have the right to read the full report and its findings. I am certain that the residents can come to their own conclusions about what this states and why the state auditor closed the case without any findings for recovery, and why the Butler County Prosecutor's Office declined any action. In addition, I would like to express my dismay at the fact that the trustees paid $12,337.50 to Clemens Nelson's to investigate the same allegations that the auditor's office did, and according to the billing from the investigator, he completed his investigation and met with the prosecutor on November 28, 2022. He then met with our trustees on November 30th, 2022, presumably to discuss his findings. He then prepared documents for the prosecutor, which was on his billing. I find it very difficult to explain or understand why this Clemens Nelson's report was kept from the residents of the township. A plausible explanation is that the Clemens Nelson's findings were in line with the state auditor's findings on the Jeff Galloway allegations, but something else turned up. My question is, what is in the Clemens Nelson's report that cost the residents $12,337.50? And if the trustees answered his questions the same way they did to the state auditor, then why would the report need to be kept off the record? Did his investigation find something derogatory or improper about our township or our elected officials? And why did Mr. Kolb not want Kevin Dye to read the case closing memo out loud at our last meeting? Mr. Kolb said to Kevin Dye, this was before you guys went into executive, that the trustees wanted to talk to him first before he read it because it would become part of our township record. Okay, but it didn't. Why can't we, the residents, see what these allegations have brought to light? what is being hidden from us and cost our township so much money and fractured this community. I think it's time that the residents start to demand transparency from our elected officials.
I thought we had the case closing document initially. That was the first
Not
document
this one.
that we had.
Yeah, they sent different ones to everyone,
Okay,
because this is not the one they mailed here.
okay,
The one they mailed here, you have.
yeah. So apparently it looks like
Well,
there
I
was
don't have
two
one.
versions
I have-
of the,
This one I got from the state auditor's office on the public record request.
Okay.
If you guys did receive one in the mail, I don't believe I have that one, Tina, because you told me there wasn't part of our public record. what
well, we
you
got
read
it,
from.
we got it electronically.
Oh, no, I didn't have, we do not have the one he read from.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
got his own,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe.
Yeah, so,
Okay. So maybe he read from this, since this is what I got on a public records request from the state.
Yeah.
Presumably, he may have gotten that.
No,
I
but
suspect
we did not
he-
receive this.
he summarized also. So now you've got kind of three
He
versions. You
did.
got summarization.
Now, he summarized,
two.
you are very correct on that. However,
Well, it was a long report, so he
oh, it was.
he wasn't
I
going to
agree.
read it.
And I don't care, I'm not upset that he didn't read the whole thing, I agree with that. But he tried to claim in here that he was reading directly from it. That's what was interesting to me. That's why I was questioning it.
I think he was quoting. He's quoting from
I
it.
think so too, but in here, he tries to say that he was, reading directly from it. But it's okay, because now everybody can read it,
Yeah.
know what it says,
All
and
right.
we're all good.
All right, thanks, Tammy.
The one that we received, Tammy, is actually included in Jennifer Baker's Fox News report,
Okay.
because she did
She
request that.
did, she put one out there.
Yeah, and that is the one that we received electronically.
Okay.
So the content is pretty similar,
Yeah,
but I think, they directed it to the audience that they were sending it to,
that makes sense.
so.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
up. Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:32.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Have a good night. Thank you.